Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
As I have been doing in the last couple of weeks and the last couple of months, I have on an organization, a collection of great brothers and sisters who think like I do, or I think like they do, and they are brothers and sisters who are dedicated to the building and this acquisition of skills to build a nation within the nation and eventually a nation of our own. And you know, brothers and sisters, for some reason, this particular subject, which I think should be a no-brainer, is coming under fire and it's causing a little bit of controversy. And for what reason, I have no idea, because the way I look at the idea and the strategy, the conversation, the talking point of building the nation, I just think that I'm like, you know what, there's going to be so many people out there talking about this that we're going to have to distinguish ourselves. But I find that that's not the case. What I find is that so many people are afraid of this idea or don't believe that it's possible that they think that we are just basically taking shots in the dark or in the wind. And I think also the idea of nation building is sort of threatening the political fiefdom that is owned by various different people who have carved out their conscious niche, their Islamic niche, their militant niche, whatever niche they may have with black people, their religious niche, and to say, okay, lay down useless information, pick up your shovel, pick up your pick up whatever it is, and I'm not saying that all information as conscious is useless or Islamic is useless, but what I am saying is that it is useless when it doesn't lend itself to the eventual acquisition of the skills, the people, the energy, the political power to build a nation within a nation. It's useless to me. And for whatever reason, when we talk about this, we're getting a lot of hate and a lot of poison because it seems as though we're threatening people's political or whatever fiefdom that they have carved out and basically they have claimed for themselves. So when you talk about this kind of thing, it's sort of shaking the foundation. And I like that. I really do. And I will continue to seek out haters. I will continue to seek out hateful comments and hate mail because you want to know something? As long as I teach the doctrine that I've been teaching for years, people will continue to pat me on the back, say that's okay, they like what they heard or whatever. But, man, when you start talking about, okay, we need to make the vision of Marcus Garvey reality. We need to make the vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad reality. Noble Drew Ali. We need to make the vision of Amos Wilson reality. All of these brothers and sisters that came before us in the first generation. When we start talking about making their vision a reality, as in let's make something here and let's get up out of here and make something elsewhere, it cracks the foundation of many people and it shakes them to the point where they have to come out now and insult us. And so you have the various different talking points out there. You have the, what are you guys doing? Or, you know, our business is in the streets and all sorts of other things. And I hear this. Listen, brothers and sisters, I hit them streets. I challenge you. I challenge you to show me where you hit them more than I did. I challenge you because, like I always say, I done been to at least 7 states and 15 cities and worked all the projects in those cities. So don't come over here talking to me about hitting the streets or stuff like that. Because to me, the reality of the situation is that hitting the streets is not going to translate into something unless we can come together and agree on one thing and one thing only. We are living amongst the enemy. We need our own. We need to come together to talk about, to put together the strategies, the platform to build our own. And, you know, the thing that they're starting to become what's fearsome is going someplace else, and people don't understand that you could actually stay here and help that effort. And so it is my pleasure, my honor, my humble honor, to bring forward my brothers from my family, my Black African Infrastructure Organization family, my brother KalaGenesis, and my brother, Mr. Holipsism. My brothers, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I don't think I opened. There you go. I'm sorry, Holip. I just opened up your mic, my brother.
Yep, I'm here.
I'm here.
Fantastic.
Peace, Minister Dawud. Peace, Brother Holip.
Peace, brothers.
My brothers, I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't too long-winded. But
no,
not at all.
You was on fire, man. I was like, keep on, you know.
Not at all.
I was like, keep on. Keep doing what you're doing, you know. Sounds good.
Fantastic, my brother. I'm going to try to drum up Chef Rob and Brother Earl. So, Brother Holip, could you please tell the audience what the concept of satellite community is and introduce this idea to them?
Well, the concept of a satellite community is you have to have a base of operations, a main nation state, and then any other community outside of that nation state, it basically overlooks it and you do business with it. And that's the basic concept. And this is something that me and Kala have been talking about for the longest, and you know, it's really frustrating to say the least when you put this concept out and you tell people, listen, this is not just about everybody picking up, packing their bags and going to Africa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we're saying is we don't have, and it's really baffling to me how this is so confusing. We don't have any piece of territory that we control from the bottom up.
None.
Nowhere.
500 years, and people talking about Henry Louis Gates talking about, we're gonna, from the first slave to the black family in the White House. That's the narrative they're selling out here. You know, we got a black man in the White House. Ooh, wow, we've overcome. You know,
right?
We collectively
we don't collect one toll on any road or highway in the United States of America.
We have no port. We have no customs agent. We have absolutely no taxation. We have no tax revenue. Every group of people in this world has land, and they say that they don't care how you go to the most remote part of the world. There's somebody collecting taxes. There's somebody that got laws that can lock you up if you get out of line. We have no power over anything that happens in our lives. Nothing.
Yep. And that's the thing.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, what was you going to say?
No, I was going to say, like, incidentally, what do you think makes people so scared about the concept? I mean, I know we're going to develop this in the nuance of it, but what makes people so scared about even the concept of doing anything in Africa?
Because it's never been taught. You know, think about this, brother. I said this to one of my Liberian brothers I was talking to today, and he's an old school head. You know, he's like in his 60s, but he grew up in a time of Liberia when Liberia was becoming really more Afrocentric in the 70s and everything like that. When they thought that black people from America would come over and stuff like that before the 1980 coup. Anyway, but me and him we debate on a lot of stuff and this, that, and the other thing. But one thing he keeps saying is he just don't friggin' understand why black people in America don't know anything about this country, how your ancestors came over here and built a country, took against all the odds, built a country, but yet when they'll go to any other country in the world, but they have no concept. And another thing he kept talking about, he goes, why is every time I'm in America, everybody keeps coming out with a new slave movie? Because they talking about they're going to remake Roots. They're going to have another Roots series coming out. And he said, what is this?
God.
He goes, and he talked about Henry Louis Gates. He goes, how come every time I talk about African-American history, right, Liberia, my history, is not talked about? You know, when my ancestors went back to Africa and said, forget America and built a nation, how come my history is not included in the African-American experience? So I told him, that's exactly why they do it. Because they want to make it seem like no matter how much hell you go through in America, this is all you can be. Even our nationals think like that. You know, our so-called nationals think like that. That you can never do anything outside the confines of America. It's called the shore-to-shore, like he was called the shore-to-shore mentality, where the scope of your thing is like America's border is like a plantation. So even you see white Americans, they go around in different countries. When I was growing up, I had white friends that went to Italy for the summer, went to Jerusalem for the summer, went to Ireland, whatever, Poland, whatever, you know. Black people in America, the only thing we know how to do is we can go down to South. Oh, we got to go down south. That's where our family's from. And that's not really where we're really from. You know, I try to tell this RBG cat. He told me, no, this is where we should build our nation. These 4 or 5 states in the South, this is where we taught. I said, look, you may have affinity for the South, but that's not where you want to build a nation at. You're not going to get white people up and move out of Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, and whatnot, and give you a nation. You know?
Oh, my God.
So all this stuff, because we really fear, because another thing, and I don't mean to sound long-winded, is this.
Come on with it, bro. I am Brother Hit, and a lot of other people, Royal X, Holip, all of us have basically said to ourselves, what would it take if we had our own nation? So I basically studied the basic things. You know, you need land, okay? Then you need laws, some sort of legal infrastructure. And then basically you need the roads, everything like that. Well, how are roads built, you know? How are they financed? I studied all that. You know, once I studied all that, then I look at examples. Dubai was nothing but, in 1991, Dubai was nothing but a desert. You know, now okay, in 10 years, look at what it is. Look what it came in 10 years. You know, Singapore. You know, do you know Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries were backward third world disease countries, you know, 30 years ago? And by the early 1990s, they had transformed to mega industrial, commercial, financial centers in Southeast Asia. Okay? How do they do it? It's organization. You know, you have to have government. You have to be strong. We can't, if you want to build a nation, you cannot have the same things as America has. World X and I was talking about that the other night, and David Hill was talking about that the other night. We'll talk about that. When you have a nation, you're a developing nation, certain things that you have to pass, you know. You can't have everybody out here like America doing their own thing and going crazy and stuff like that. America's a country out of control, you know. You got to have strict rules. You got to be something like the fruit of Islam. You got to be orderly, you know, require people to be orderly and stuff like that. Require people to study and do stuff like that. You got to steer people towards the right way. You know, that's when it comes. When that comes in, is the leadership. You know, the role models, the people that basically tell you, look, this is the way we want to do it. This is what we want. This is why you have to do this. You know, you can't just leave people up to their own vices and everything like that. But that's human nature. Human nature is, if you leave human beings to themselves, you'll be lazy, you'll be dishonest. But if you basically have a system where people are rewarded for their hard work and all the stuff like that, and you have a merit-based society and everything like that where it's honored, and not only that, the most important thing is you don't have to worry about racism. We spend too much time of our energy talking about racism. Time we could be building great things, we have to fight racism, and we have to fight coonery and all the other stuff we got to go through. You know, if we had our own nation, all the energy that we spend doing all this bullshit, we could be building something. Right. Yeah.
That's what I want to open with.
And that's fantastic, brothers and sisters. If you're just tuning in, this is my brother KalaGenesis, Brother Holipsism, and just joining us now is Brother Earl from the Black African Infrastructure Organization, and we're getting in on this very, very important topic, which is satellite communities. So, Brother Holip, can you please diagram what was said in that article that basically touched off this topic, the Israel article?
Yeah, they were talking about it. The state of Israel was asking its satellite communities in America, where do your loyalties lie?
Right.
Because they, you know, like there's a situation going on, you know, politically between Israel and Iran.
Right.
And so they're saying, well, you know, where do your loyalties lie when it comes to Israel? Like, are you going to be loyal to us? Or are you going to be loyal to the United States of America?
Right.
And this conversation is being had by Jews living in America, in California, and like the organization that is in communication with Israel. They basically their charter or their mission is to establish a strong nation state and to establish strong relations between the state of Israel and Jews in America. That's their goal.
Right.
So when I see this, and it seems so clear what we should be doing, I don't understand where the confusion lies. I don't understand why everyone thinks that the concept is we all got to pack our bags and go to Africa.
Yeah.
That's not what the case is. But what I do say is that we have to have a piece of territory that we control from top to the bottom. I don't understand why this is so complicated. We don't have any infrastructure control inside the United States of America. All of the roads and highways and the tolls that's paid for them do not go into our nation. It goes to the United States of America. So what is the problem? I'm really curious, and I want somebody to call in that has such a freaking problem with the concepts that we're talking about to let me know why this is so confusing.